How are we, Raleigh? I am so fired up to be down here. I absolutely love doing Super Saturday events. How many of you were at Summit last week? Every hand's going to go up next year when I ask that question, or whoever's up here asks that question, because Summit is absolutely an amazing experience. It can't be understated. When you have 25,000 people just like all of you in one place, the synergy is just mind-blowing and amazing. What this is kind of like a little mini Summit. So we all get to get together and do cool stuff, right? Oh, who's staying for the workout later, by the way? All right, every inch. So to tell you a little bit about my background, as you know, I'm Mark Riggs. I am one of the founding coaches of the company, but when I got started in this business, I had been a police officer for, at the time, 16 years. So I was good at eating donuts, or as we call them, hollow rings. I could drive really fast, steering with one hand and drinking a Slurpee with the other, and I could crack people in the face like it was nobody's business when I needed to. And that's what I was good at. That was my skill set. And you know, I started with Beachbody back in 2002 as a customer. At that time, I had gone through a horrible divorce. I don't actually know if it was any good divorce, but probably at a low point in my life. And I saw then Power 90. Who has Power 90? Anybody have that one? P90 is the new one. Power. You know what I'm talking about? Tony's wearing shorts that are like you're waiting for something. You're waiting for a game of peekaboo at any time. So I see this infomercial come on, and here's Tony standing on the beach in Hawaii, and he's got his shirt, you know, taped to his chest, the wind's blowing, and I'm watching the infomercial, I'm like, it's kind of cool, because I always kind of worked out my whole life, but I wasn't really, had no clue about nutrition, and I was kind of like, long go lift weights, and that was about all I would do, so I had no cars. So I bought the program, and at the time, I was working for Champaign Police Department, and I wanted to get on the SWAT team, but I couldn't make the run. I'm not a runner. More on that later. But so I did Power 90. I ended up dropping 40 pounds. So I took all of that negative crap. If you've been through a bad breakup divorce, you get all that garbage, and I poured it into doing this positive thing for myself. And not only did I change physically, dropping 40 pounds in 90 days, I changed emotionally, and I started to really feel good about myself. I took the PT test for SWAT on day 82 of the program. And I had taken 2 minutes and 45 seconds off my mile-and-a-half time. Ended up passing long-term, got on SWAT, so that was one thing achieved. But after that, I kind of went back into all things fitness, gained 10 pounds back. See this infomercial for Slim and Six, right? Thinking, well, it's probably some chick workout, but it's Beachbody, so I'm going to try it. And then Debbie Seavers killed me. I needed a walker for 6 weeks. But I dropped 30 pounds in 6 weeks. I mean, I completely, and this time I dialed in. I got active on the message boards, which now everything's on Facebook, and we have message boards. And why this is important is because that was the first time I had experienced really a team of people supporting me. And I was just on fire. I started telling everybody about it. I started coaching people through the message boards from that point on. And through their encouragement, and this is a true story, I entered the Swim in Six transformation contest because I absolutely would not have done it if it had not been for the people pushing me. Well, I ended up ending up as one of the finalists who won. They flew me out to California to do an infomercial, which I did. It was awesome. The last night there, Tony Horton crashes the party. I'm like, I gotta go talk to that guy. He's the one that started this for me. So we had those personalities, kind of nutty, goofy, that just clicked, and we ended up just hanging out the whole night, talking. He gives me a ride back to the hotel with like 3 or 4 other people that were in the infomercial. And we sat down in the lobby talking about how fired up he was. They had just finished the test group for this new program coming out called P90X. And he put us through Adverb X on the floor of the hotel lobby. And as we're all grinding and rolling back up, I'm like, God, that was awesome. I can't wait to do this. So I went back and I did the Slim series, and I did Pilates Kino. That's the yoga one. It's now on demand, by the way. And I did everything Beachbody. I immersed myself. I ended up becoming one of the first 100 customers to do P90X. They overnighted it to us on a Friday. We all started on Saturday. It's called the P90 Explorer. I got ridiculous results, and I'm sure there's countless of you out here that got ridiculous results with P90X. But I ended up infomercial, and then from there I started going to Tony's fitness camps around the country, and he quickly became one of my best friends. Fast forward to probably about November of 2006, I get a call from Raleigh. This is kind of interesting. I stand up and I see to the west. And Carl says, hey, I've got this thing that I'm putting together. I think you might be interested in it. I'd like to have it come on. It was ultimately, at that time, it was called $1 Million Body Recipe, which later became Team Beachbody. But I knew nothing about marketing whatsoever. I've got a high school education. I joined the Army at 17. And like, I have a super strong belief. I know these products more than I can tell me. I gotta go see what they're going to say. Plus, I put us up in the better legal shit hotel. So I'm like, sure, a free trip, why not? So I go out and they're talking about downlines and multi-level marketing and teams and binary systems, and I'm just, my head's spinning. I didn't know anything about it. But again, I believed in it. So at the end of the 2-day presentation, I put my last credit card down that had $50 on it. I maxed my last credit card sign. Now, a lot of you that have been divorced know divorced and broke go hand in hand. So, I had this belief, and I followed through with it. And I got back home, and I probably vomited the opportunity of more people would talk, more people out of it than I talked into it, but I was excited. We had no training tools, we didn't know what to do. There was 41 people total. 10 of us were customers, the rest were 1% and 2%ers in the network marketing group. So I later learned Carl's reason for that is they wanted the 10 of us that had always been there to teach them the spirit of Beachbody so they could teach us the business, vice versa. Preserve that. So I get back and started developing the training and failed, and develop more training and failed. Try this system and fail, try this system and fail. But all the while we're doing it, we're getting traction and building, which is a very positive thing. So continue to work the business. I worked 5 at night to 3 o'clock in the morning. I'd go home and sleep for a few hours. I would get up probably around 10 o'clock in the morning. I'd do my workout and then I would work my business. So I'm emailing people, I'm doing follow-up calls until probably 4 o'clock. I get in the car, drive in, put my uniform on, go to work, repeat. After probably right at the 2-year mark, I broke 6 figures in the business, working part-time. Not really knowing what I was doing still, but just having that strong belief in practice. And I don't tell you that like, oh, well, I'm going to make 6 figures. I'm telling you that because if I can do it, not knowing anything about this business, and you're coming into this now, and we have the most amazing training tools, the most amazing sharing tools, the hugest family of 360,000 coaches strong. And you all you'll notice I jump around a lot when I'm talking. And that's because I must have ADD or something. I'm like a cat chasing later on the floor. So I will try to announce it with quiet before I change topics, but I can't always guarantee that. But what I want to talk to you about today are some of the things that I'm very passionate about, some of the things that I've seen in this business that I don't like, and a lot of things in this business that I do like. Now, the first thing for me, when I get into this, I keep going back to belief, right? People will follow you because of your belief. It doesn't matter what the product is. It doesn't matter what the service is. If you have a strong belief, that's what draws people to you. So focus on that as your means. Since day one in this business, I've operated with what I like to call a servant's heart. I was a soldier because I was born to serve. I was a police officer for 18 years because I was born to serve. And I do this for the rest of my life because I'm born to serve. That's how I'm wired. So when I go out and deal with people, it's not about me. In fact, I had a conversation with Carl Decker once because I felt guilty about the money I was making as a coach. And he said, you know what? This is what you need to think about. You're making that much money because you're helping a whole lot of people. And once I had that mindset, I'm like, you know what? You're right. That makes sense. When I go up and talk to a new person, I consciously think before I open my mouth, what can I do to help this person? Is it connecting them somehow with our business to help them with their bills? Is it connecting them with a program to help them change their lives and transform them so they can be healthier? Is it connecting them with Shakeology? Which I have 5 home direct orders come to my house. My whole family does. I feel like a crack dealer because my neighbors will run out and get more. I'm out. But that's my approach when I deal with people. Where a lot of coaches make mistakes is they feel like they have to be salesmen. They'll put on their Facebook, I'm a coach and you should buy this, or this challenge pack's on sale this week, you need to buy it. That is white noise. Stop it. Stop doing it. People want to be served, they don't want to be sold. So what I do is I share my life. I talk about my family. I talk about my workout every day because that's a big part of who I am. When people approach me and say, man, those workouts look awesome, I need to get in shape. Guess what they just did? They just opened the door for a conversation about that. And that's where I go with it. Hey man, I appreciate you sending me the message. What kind of workout are you doing? Well, I haven't been. I've been sick on a variety of different medications because I'm 80 pounds overweight. Okay? Well, what would you like to do? I want to lose weight. How much weight? 80 pounds. Okay. How much time can you dedicate a week to exercise? Whatever it takes. Okay. How many minutes a day? I don't know if I can make it 10 minutes into a workout. Okay. Well, have you ever worked out in your life? No. All right. Well, based on the information you tell me, based on where you are right now, there's a couple of programs that come to mind. What I'm going to do is send you some video trailers so you can take a look at them, see if anything's appealing to you. And then we can follow up from there. Send them the trailers. We follow up. And based on whatever they tell me they like the most, that's what I'm going to key in. I'm going to connect them with a program that is going to get them moving, that is not going to kill them. Because I can't tell you how many times I've had people call me and say, hey man, I want to buy that P90X program. I saw it on TV. Cool. Well, when's the last time you worked out? Much like football and golf. When was that? It was 25 years ago. What have you done since then? I drove a desk in the office. Okay. Well, let's pump the brakes for just a second. I think it's great and that's great to aspire to, but let's talk about something that's not going to wreck you and cause you to quit things. So it's really about, and that's kind of what being a coach is about. So I'll talk to them about the program. The other thing I do, I always talk to people about Shakeology. And I'm not pushing challenge packs so I get my friggin' 2 points for selling. I talk to them because it's a value, because I believe in the product. Nutrition, you can't up-train a crappy diet. We all look the way we do because of what we put in our gut, right? What we stick in our food, that's why we all look the way we do. So I know Shakeology works, and I know it's going to save them money, and it's a good deal. So I tell them that, but I also tell them, if this isn't for you right now, that's fine. I can give you some samples. We can talk down the road because we're going to have a relationship for a long time to come. So I'll connect them with the program. Then I'm checking in with them every day. The people that I coach, if they don't want to do a challenge group, I coach them one-on-one. It's not a requirement. It's not a requirement to be on Shakeology HD. If you won't work with somebody because they won't buy Shakeology HD, man, are you wrong. It's about changing people's lives. And when you approach the business with that mindset, and again, this is my opinion. You can walk out here and say, whatever. But this is what's worked for me. It is them first. We had a fit club. I'm going to segue just a little bit. We had a fit club. We actually had one in Muhammad, one in Champaign, one in St. Joe. So there are 3 cities about 20 minutes apart from the other. And I had a couple coaches to me come and complain because we had 2 ladies in this fit club that used to show up. They just go to the fit clubs. They didn't buy any programs, they didn't buy any products, but they came to the fit clubs. And they're like, you know what? They're not doing anything. They just keep coming to these free fit clubs. And I'm like, and why are you upset? Because these ladies who are now working out 3 days a week were doing nothing for them. Their lives are improving because of these fit clubs. So, is this really about you, or is it about improving their lives? And they kind of, I guess I had to talk about that. Well, long story made it good. Both ladies ended up signing up as coaches in time down the road, and they're still at it. So it changed. You never know. This business is different from other network marketing businesses out there, because we're not selling a renewable face cream. We're not selling something you put on your nipples and when it fades off and you put some more on your nails. We're selling people a lifestyle. And selling is maybe not the best word either. It's changing people's lives. And it's incumbent upon us to pay forward what we have. I get excited about talking to people about Shakeology and about our programs because they work, and I know the impact they can have. But people have to want for themselves as bad as we want for them. We had a Q&A session earlier, and they kept, some of the questions that came up were, what do you do with a coach or a customer that just kind of drops off? And to back that up a little further, one of the key things that you're going to need to do, and this is important for everybody, whether they're a customer or coach, is you have to have their why. Why is it that you're joining this business? What do you want to get out of this business? Why do you want to buy a workout program? What's your intention with the workout program? And it's going to be deeper than, so I look good in a dress to go to a reunion that nobody cares about. That's a Band-Aid. You need to get the deeper source. Ask questions, shut up, and listen when you talk to people. When you get that why for the business and for the fitness, you're going to be able to pull people back in and keep them active. If you don't do that, you have no emotional connection. This business is all about relationships and emotional connections. If you don't have that, they're just a customer. The customers that I have customers that I've been dealing with since day one that are still my customers, and it's not because I do anything special or outrageous, it's because I care about them. I genuinely care about their health and well-being. So try and take that approach into the business. I think, I also want to clarify something. I think Success Club 5 and Success Club 10 are great means for measuring progress. But if you're going to sell Shakeology so you make those points, you better be qualifying those people for the product instead of saying, I've got to get my points. Hey Jimmy, I need a favor. I need to get a Success Club point by tomorrow, or I don't make Success Club. Do me a favor. I want you to call over Shakeology on Home Direct and just keep it for 15 days and then cancel the order. You laugh, that goes on all the time. Is that service? Or is that playing some stupid game so you get your points for a system? Don't game the system. I was telling the group yesterday, I never used to care about Success Club. It ticked me off. I didn't like it. I'm a founding coach. I worked my butt off, right? I still work, but it's about people to me. I don't care about points. I don't care about Millionaires Club. I don't care about that stupid crap up on stage. I want to see my people up on stage. That's how I'm wired. And now, I'm not going to be recognized as a leader because I don't make enough Success Club points. Is that what leadership is based on? Is top Shakeology salesperson? And that was my mindset. And then I realized, wait a minute. I have 500 records. I drink this stuff every day. I love this stuff. If making the points has me in whatever standing, okay, but I'm going to do it by connecting it with people that are going to drink every day to change their life with it, and they're going to keep doing it every day to improve their life with it because it works. And it's going to make them better people. And when I shifted that mindset to that, boom, I've made Success Club every month since then. There's going to be things in this business that you like. There's going to be things in this business that you don't like. I have never worked any place that I've enjoyed absolutely every part of it or every aspect of it. What I can tell you about this business that's different than anything else is that you get to be your own boss. It's not about the money, because what the money does is it buys you the time to do the things you like to do. Like travel around the country and go to different Super Saturdays. Like connecting with coaches at Summit. Man, that was my whole thing. My wife and I walk around Summit just meeting people. That's what I love to do. I love to connect with other people because I've been very blessed to end up where I am. But it wasn't my my chance, it wasn't something given to me, I worked my butt off for it, and I continue to work my butt off for it. And it can be any one of you doing the exact same thing. And if I didn't wholeheartedly believe that, I wouldn't be up here telling you that. I am nobody special, I just have a strong belief and a strong passion. And we've got an epidemic in this country, and there's a whole lot of people that need our help. Are you going to rise to the occasion and do whatever it takes? Yeah, 3 of you are. How about it? So a couple really quick nuggets. One of the things that I found is that, and I know there's different teams from all over the place here, right? And most coaches are working this on a very part-time basis. So write down EliteStronghold.com. EliteStronghold.com. That's a website that Robert Hutchins and I put together. We're both founders. And we had an automated training platform built for Coach Basics. It's very short, most of the lessons are 20 minutes, and it's automated. And you're like, well, that's great, what is that? So when a coach opts into it, they put down their name, email, coach ID, their sponsor's name, coach ID, and email. And then they get their first lesson, which is a video from corporate. They watch the training and answer the questions. If they don't get the questions right, it emails them back and says, you were wrong, but here's the correct answers. If they don't email it within 24 hours, or 24 hours later, they get their first touch. It looks like it's coming from me, so don't feel like you need to respond to get this because it's automated. It says, hey, I noticed you hadn't done your homework. Come on, you got this. They will receive 2 more touches like that, and on the 3rd touch, an email goes to their sponsor that says, your coach, is on this lesson, and they haven't done their homework, you need to contact them and find out what's going on. So it keeps the sponsor involved. What does that do for you as a coach? It takes the onus off of you having to work with each and every coach. It provides 100% duplicability, and it frees up your time, and it gets your coach trained at the same time. So then from there, you can plug them into whatever kind of training you want. It just gives them the very, very basics of how the business works, challenging and all that. That is free to any and every coach that will not receive any spam mails, where this is just something paying for. It's 10 modules.
Okay. So
Maybe 12. Whenever they don't. And when they finish it, they get a certificate.
Okay.
So they have a certificate and they can post it up. Cool. Here. So yeah, that's. Yes, ma'am.
How is it different from like coach apprenticeship programs that your coach might do for you, or you might do with one of those?
Right. So what Coach Basics is, it's a very basic orientation to the business, the back office, the forms, all that type of stuff. And what we require for our team is that a coach completes that, and then they can go on to an advanced Coach Basic training, our diamond groups, our any advanced training beyond that. That's our basic requirement to get people started. And the other thing it does for you, when because the question came up a lot of times, you'll have coaches that sign up and say, I'm going to do this, 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 and this, and they do nothing. It's a day one barometer on seeing if they're serious about doing it. Because if they can't make it through they could literally sit down and do it in a day if they wanted to. So it kind of gauges what their input's going to be. But it also frees you up to keep living your life as well. I'm going to open it up if you guys have questions. I'm not going to ramble as long as I usually do. I'm welcome to any. Yes, ma'am.
I love how you gave us a dialogue of a new customer. Can you do the same thing as if you were talking to them about Shakeology?
Oh, sure. And Shakeology is kind of easier. They're looking, a lot of times the conversation will go on, I'm pressed for time in the morning, I don't have time to eat right, and I know I need to change my diet. And that'll segue, I've got something that may be a solution for you if you're interested in taking a look. I can send you some information on it. And in those instances, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send them from the field that video for Shakeology, which I found to be really good. I'm also going to give them the link to my Shakeology website because all the testimonials are on there. And then I'm also telling them, I want you to check this out, but don't buy it until we follow up and talk. And what I do, anytime I talk to somebody that's interested in buying Shakeology, I'm gonna have them buy it on Home Direct because it's $2 shipping and it saves them about $12 a month. So that's what works. That's what works for me. And I explain to them, you can cancel anytime, you can change your flavor anytime. It's just saving you $12 a month. And then of course follow up if they have any other questions. But that's usually pretty straightforward. I'll tell them before they go to the website, now listen, you're gonna get sticker shock, it's gonna be about 130 bucks. But what I want you to understand is when you break that down, that's $4.33 a day. How much did you spend on Starbucks this morning? How much did you spend at the bar last night? And by the way, for those of you that run into these objections, ask those questions. You drink beer? How much did you spend on beer? How much did you spend on beer a month? How much did you spend at the bar last night? It's priorities is what it breaks down to. You're telling me that you want to get healthy, but you're not willing to cut loose your beer budget so you can do it. You know, it's up to you. I mean, if it's not for you, that's great. You don't have to do it. Don't feel like you have to convince people to do it. They say no, great. Next person. Did I cover it?
Thank you.
Sure.
$60 for 140 challenge.
Right.
$60 for the workout. It's only $80 for the calorie value, so it's $22.66 for the first month.
By the way, that's a good example. She's saying breaking it down as $2.66 if you buy a challenge pack. The other thing, now that we have on demand, there is tremendous value in it. I'll be honest, Beachbody Club before I was like, really? It was useless to me, quite honestly. But the value that is in on demand, holy cow, $140 and you're getting $2,000 worth of programming and Shakeology on Home Direct. If you haven't been focusing on it, focus on it. More and more people are buying like the Amazon Fire Sticks or Apple TV, and it's just it's a phenomenal option. So I want to say that. Yes, ma'am. Where do I find most of my customers? Well, as I've alluded, I come from a town of 3,700 people. And we have like a Casey's General Store, which is like a gas station. But we have Walmart up the road. And I'm at Walmart, I swear, I spent $50,000 at Walmart. I'm there all the time. My wife's like, Walmart again? You know, you need stuff. But I will start a conversation with anybody. And
Can you give us an example of that? That's kind
Sure.
of strange. Like, I don't know, like, how I was walking to somebody, like, bringing them
Sure.
to the store, and just
Sure. So we're walking around Walmart, right? That's a really nice blouse you're wearing. I think that would look good on my wife. Where'd you get it? You got it in Germany? Are they available online? I had to go to Germany. What? Oh, cool. So you seem to be built similar to my wife. You're pretty athletic. You work out. Oh, really? What do you do?
I like to go to the gym all the time.
You go to the gym? Awesome. How long have you been doing that for?
Several years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you like? I mean, do you lift weights? You cardio?
You know, I just kind of like to go to do cardio.
You just like
Just
cardio?
cardio, maybe a couple classes.
You know, like lifting weights at all?
It's very good, maybe.
Really? It won't make you. You know what, guys get bulky because we have 40 times the testosterone in women. So. But did you know that actually that lifting weights will help improve bone density? Keep your hormones balanced a little bit too. So, have you ever considered working out from home? Are there days you can't get to the gym?
Yeah, it's so hard sometimes. The laundry's piling up, and I'm not that motivated to do it.
How long do you spend when you go to the gym?
The class is like 45 minutes or so.
45 minutes. So if you could do a workout from home that was like 30 minutes, would that be something that would be manageable for the days you can't get to the gym?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I may have a solution for you if you're interested. We've got this system called Beachbody on Demand, it's streaming video, and it's $39.98 a quarter, which is literally $2.99 a week. If you're interested in it, I can send you some more information. 'Cause I know you're here shopping for groceries, and I've got to go buy new underwear out plug it in here, I'll send you some more information when I get home.
Now, what's the follow-up rate? Because I mean, I feel like sometimes you do this and maybe they don't, like, you send them the information and you never hear back from them.
What I do is I give them a 48-hour period. So once I send the video, it's 48 hours, and I'll put an alert in my
Do you
phone.
send the video of yourself, or do you send the video of the person that you're trying to do?
No, I'll send them the trailer for Beachbody on demand. See, that's the other thing. Don't try and tell people all about these programs. I don't care if you've done P90X 100 times. 80% of the population are visually stimulated. So send them so they can see and get a feel for it. And especially with, you know, all the programs we have video trails for, all the products we have video trails for. So let that do the talking. And then follow up. And that brings me to another point. You have to go off the calendar. If you're not doing that, start doing that now. I use my iPhone. I used to use a recipe box and little recipe cards forever, and then I came into this century. And go electronic with it. But seriously, if you don't put it down and you don't have some kind of reminder, you're going to fall through, and that's how people fall through the cracks. I put everything in my phone. And I'll put a little in the notes section. I will add, talk to another one at Walmart today. And I'll just kind of, just to jar my memory about what it's about, and then I'll say, hey, did you get a chance to watch that video for on demand? And they'll either say, oh, you know what, I got busy and forgot about it. Then my next question is, well, when do you think you'll have a chance to definitely watch it so I can follow up? Yeah, I don't want to bug you about it. And they'll tell me I'll follow up. And then it's, what about the video was most appealing to you? Not what did you think, because they too long stuff. Right? But what appeals to you most about it? And then you just go from there. And it's very simple to close.
What if they're saying, oh, excuse me, as a guy you work out, but if there's somebody who maybe isn't in shape, you kind of realize that, you see that, you're approaching them, you talk to them, how would you merge that conversation? So this kind of flows a little.
You know, and inevitably, and I talk to people, and that, real quick, and I'm going to jump on that. Don't just focus on the people that you think look fit. Because the people that aren't fit need it more than the people that look fit. Okay. So I'll do the same thing. I always, and this is something for you to do to get used to this, because everybody's like, I don't like talking to strangers. Walk up to a person and compliment them on an article of clothing they're wearing. And they'll be like, hey, that's a nice shirt you're wearing. Don't be creepy. Next thing you know, the cops are there, and you're like, hey, that's a nice shirt. But seriously, it's a conversation starter. I teach my team to do that. And the first time you do it, just do that and see where the conversation goes. You don't have to talk about Beachbody, you don't have to do anything else. The more you do things, the more it becomes regular to you. So do the things you fear until you fear them no more. The first 60 times I started doing that, I was completely uncomfortable. A lot of people don't realize I am an introvert personality. When I was on the police department, for me to get up in a shift briefing and address 12 or 15 officers was like, I get butterflies in my stomach, I get nervous. Now I'm in front of crowds of 25,000 people, and I'm fine. But it came that way from repetition, from doing.